Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem of Mexico, followed by the national anthem of Canada.
Welcome to Glenn Mooch Myernick Field at the National Training Center for Day 3, the final day of the second annual NTC Invitational, as Canada is getting set to face off against Mexico. Both teams coming into the final day 0-2 and looking to get a win. But still, both coaches have been very happy with the tournament so far, especially Beverly Priestman, the head coach of Canada, the way her women bounced back from that 8-0 defeat on the opening day to Japan to the game they played against the United States, where they played very, very well, closed the gaps that were open against Japan, and in the end were undone by a relenting U.S. attack that pressed forward in wave after wave. For Mexico, they lost the first game 3-1 to the USA. Delgado, though, striking a beautiful free kick, and then were held scoreless against Japan 2-0, but they were very strong on the defensive end. So both these teams looking to leave here with 3 points in a tournament that, for these players, they're first in this cycle for many of them, other than the holdovers from the World Cup, the U-17 World Cup, that is, as if you were born on January 1st, 1999 or after, you're eligible to stay within this cycle. But for most of these players, it's the first real tournament that they've been in at the international level, and great experience here for them.
Please direct your attention to midfield, where the U.S. Soccer Director of Youth National Teams, Jim Morehouse, will present tournament participation trophies to Canada and Mexico. Accepting the award for Canada is number 2, Emma Regan. And accepting the award for Mexico is number 8, Alexia Delgado.
Emma Regan and Alexia Delgado accepting the gifts, as they've had a great tournament. Regan has covered every blade of grass up and down the flank. The biggest player for Canada, though, on the night against the USA was Kennedy Faulkner, an absolute titan in the back, a big reason why the scoreline was only 2-0. That and Proulx, the goalkeeper, made some stunning saves as she was tremendous. But after playing the first 2 games, she's going to sit today. And Marissa Zucchetto, the 15-year-old out of Ontario, is going to get her first start of the tournament. She played 1 match, 70 minutes in the U15 CONCACAF Championship group stage against Haiti. Of course, Canada going on to win that tournament with this group of girls. So Zucchetto will get her first start at the U17 level. And Canada in their all-white jerseys out on the field with red trim. Mexico in their alternate red jerseys, black shorts, and red socks. And they have a good following here today as well. So we're all set for the final match for both Canada and Mexico. A reminder, an hour after this game, coming at 4 p.m. Pacific time, it'll be the USA playing Japan for the championship. But for now, it's all about Canada and Mexico, and it will be Canada to kick off. Standing on the ball is Jordan Heitma, one of the 13-year-olds on this squad. As Beverly Priestman, picking a very young squad, wants these girls to get as much tournament experience as possible, and they've certainly achieved that goal. As Priestman said, this is a wonderful tournament because we can go back now and we know the strengths and weaknesses of each of our players, not only as individuals, but collectively as a team as well. And now we can go and implement our programs heading into the next camps, and we know now what we need to work on. As BJ Snow of the U.S. said, playing in tournaments like this, you just can't replicate it. And this is the best way to get ready for the knockout tournaments that matter, such as the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship that will take place sometime next year. Zucchetto will take the ball at her feet. This is a replay of the 2013 CONCACAF Championship Final. And good high pressure from Mexico to win that ball back. Delgado wearing the captain's armband. Hernandez takes it off her. A good pressure from the Canadians, but Mexico able to deal with it. A good sweeping move this over to Caceres on the far side. And Mexico may be in business here. Played into the center. A heavy touch. But the Mexican bench very encouraged. A good start for them. As this time it's the work of Torres on the near side to keep the ball from Mexico. Lopez with the throw-in. Over the head of Hernandez. Torres will get there. Oh, Faulkner slipped, but she recovers well. And Mexican players down in the box, and referee Tori Penso, if she sees this, should stop it right away because it should be a head injury. Instead, it's Flynn streaking down the other end. Flynn, one-on-one against her opposite number. Cuts inside, still going Flynn. And she's going to pull it back, look for options. Top of the box, Belbaki. First shot of the game, but it's well off target from the Canadians. Good move, though, from one end to the other. And good hold-up play from Flynn, realizing that too many red jerseys were in front of her. And Belbaki making a nice late delayed run. Gets there in time, just couldn't put her effort on target. And Belbaki playing in place of the injured Strategakis. Captain had to come off in the first half against the United States, and it was a huge loss. Strategakis, one of the holdovers from the U17 side that went to the World Cup last year and made it to the quarterfinals. And this time Heitma sees the offside flag go up against her. It was a smart diagonal run. She just went a bit too soon. Heitma getting her 8th cap today. Her first were 5 subs appearances with the U15s. This is her 3rd cap with the U17s. As this one flicked into the path of Daniela Espinosa, but quickly off her line is Marissa Zughetta. Canada yet to score in the tournament. Mexico are looking for their first goal from the run of play. Kimberly Rodriguez lays it off. And that ball in looking for the target woman, Hernandez. Usually operates on the wings, Hernandez, but instead she's playing as a center forward today. And Mexico will keep the ball on the far side. On a good touch. The ball popped up in the air by Cáceres. And Torres got her head on it. But there to make the block was Samantha Chang. And now a chance for Flynn to break out. Expertly weighted ball to Anissa Ibrahim, but Ibrahim double covered. Good tracking back by Jimena Lopez. And Kimberly Rodriguez, who reads the game so well out of the back, had come over first, and then Lopez got back in position. But had Rodriguez not come over to help jockey, then Lopez would have really been in trouble. It's the captain, Reagan, wearing the armband in place of the injured Strategakis. And you could see the idea from Ibrahim trying to play it, but unable to get it in between the defenders. And an unlucky slip as Hernandez tried to feed it through. Faulkner looking for that ball over the top. Priestman pleading with her players to join in the attack. Oh, and that could be a goal from a tight angle just over the crossbar. And Beverly Priestman happy with that, happy the way her players are getting forward in this game. And flying down on the far side, a nice cut back onto that right foot. And that shot looked destined for the corner, dipping just over the crossbar. So it remains 0-0 in the 7th minute of play. In the U17 Women's second annual NTC Invitational. Canada looking to get among the goals. Grosso plays out wide and continues her run. Now she comes over in support. That ball was looking for Ibrahim, smashed out of bounds, and it'll be another Canada throw-in. Wonder if Grosso should have continued to run through the channel there.
Keep pushing through. Sheena, really stretch the back line, yeah? Good girl.
So for the moment, it's Canada dominating possession. And a good ball through for Huitma. And Huitma, rather, did well to force the corner kick. First of the game for either side. And it falls to the team from the north. Shayna Flynn plays it along the ground. And Balbakir let it run. Grosso. Just the wrong side of the post, but Aguirre looked to have had it covered.
Come on, push through.
Not a bad shot from Katie Shaw, playing just her second ever international. Was excellent against the United States the other night. A very good job in the holding midfield position. And always played simple, played the way she faced. One of the 13-year-olds on this Canadian squad. And I think Beverly Priestman, as well as Christopher Quagliar, will tell you that the biggest thing, their biggest aim for this tournament was just to get better and better with each game. And both teams have done that for the first two games. Will they leave satisfied? Because results are important, but it's much more about the development here. And the experience as well. Ibrahim, she has experience. And Babaki plays it out wide. Canada finally able to do what they want, which they weren't able to do under the pressure of Japan and the U.S., but that is to get their outside backs forward at every opportunity. And it's won them a throw in deep in Mexico territory. Ibrahim had 3 Mexican players policing her. And it goes off of Ibrahim last for a throw-in. And Mexico, for the moment, just can't get it out of their own half. One back by Hernandez. Oh, and the ball finds Torres. Torres racing in, Reagan recovering. And she does just enough to put Torres off. And in the end, it's an easy save for Zucchetto. Right on the stroke of the 10th minute. Torres got through, and Reagan, a rare miscue from her. She let that ball run underneath her, but she got back well. And that put Torres off just a bit. Torres, the 14-year-old who plays her club ball for the Chicago Sockers. Came on in the 91st minute in the first game against the U.S. and then played against Japan from the start. And here is Torres showing her footwork, trying to get around Reagan. Torres, plenty of tricks in her arsenal, but Reagan's a tricky customer. And coming over to double is Flynn. And she hands Mexico their first corner of the game. Delgado over to take. Been in swinger from this near side in the 12th minute of play. And she drives it low to the near post. And that's why you always have a defender on the near post. Canada doing well. They got to get out quicker. It invites that ball back into the danger area. And now there's space on the far side and hammered into the side netting. But a good opportunity by Mexico. Created not only from that early ball in, but more from Canada not sprinting out quickly right after they cleared it. And a great flick on as well from Hernandez. And you can see the frustration on the far side, as it was Daniela Espinosa who felt she should have had her first goal of the tournament. And that's that ball that Canada have been wanting to play in between the center defender and the outside back. And it's opened up space for the run on the flank, but running out of real estate on the far side are the Canucks, and it will be a goal kick from Mexico. Strong running from Camelia Gomez, the Vancouver Whitecaps player. Just unable to keep it in bounds in the end. Nadia Babaki wins the first ball and the second. Chang with a smart ball out wide. Flynn squares up to Lopez. Little ball inside for Reagan. Great job by Flynn to continue her run, but she strayed just a bit too soon. The ideas are there from Canada. A beautiful goal, but in the end, all in vain as the offside flag was up. Grosso, one-on-one against Caceres. And Grosso wins that battle. And Babaki did well to turn away from pressure. Faulkner has it stabbed away from her, but she gets back. And some nervy moments for the Canadians. Lopez does well to ride the first challenge. The 1-2 just a bit overcooked. Flynn trying to play it for Heitma, and Heitma had to curve her run back in, otherwise she would have been offside, and allows Mexico to win the ball back. Torres keeps it in, rather plays it behind Hernandez, and it's Faulkner once again. And she'll use the safety valve in her keeper. Reagan sidesteps Torres. Flynn. And once again, Canada building well. Good triangle passing. That last ball was asking to be flicked on out wide, and Mexico did well to step into the lane and win it back. Priestman, though, looking very encouraged in the Canadian technical box. Hernandez. That one played behind Torres. And Flynn has room to operate. Galloping into the space is Heitma, but Rodriguez steps in front once again. Played it over the head of Hernandez, and the offside flag is up on the far side. Zucchetto all the way out to take this free kick for Canada in the 16th minute. Both sides have had their chances, but it remains 0-0 here at Glenn Mooch, Myronic Field. Shayna Flynn looking to change that. Bit of a heavy touch, able to save it. No, she's not, as the flag goes up, and it will be a goal kick for Mexico. Flynn looks like she has the beating of Lopez for speed, though, down this right-hand side. Delgado with the flick on. And barge in the back will be called by referee Tori Penso. It was Vanessa Garcia who was clattered into on that second ball. Drilled in and cleared away by Faulkner. Scooping header only as far as Alma Lopez, who gets it out wide to Cáceres. And then Lopez coming all the way over in support, and now they find the target player. And it's Faulkner being a boss in the back once again. And a good outlet ball as well. Heitma just unable to skip by her defender. Working her way into trouble and getting the relief of the referee's whistle was Julia Grosso. As Grosso twisting, turning, being closed down, and played that ball right into the path of a Mexican player, but she was clipped from behind right after playing it. So get out of jail free card for Canada, and now they have a chance to attack. Flynn, Shaw. She has her pocket picked by Hernandez, and this is Torres. Wants to play the ball through, and it comes all the way through for Cáceres, but Grosso is over in cover. Balbaki. Heitma is onside. Rodriguez sprinting over. Heitma has the beating of her. Heitma is in, and Heitma just puts it wide of the far post. The 13-year-old so close to her first international goal. As the ball somehow found its way through, and Heitma just didn't have the angle. Good job by Aguirre to come off her line and cut it down. But Heitma has been very busy in this first 19 minutes. Clip forward again. And it seems like every time Mexico begins to look threatening on the attack, Canada gather themselves back together. Quick ball into the box, but right at Aguirre. Excellent distribution. Perhaps not as winning that one is Reagan. Shaw. Ibrahim. Good shielding on the back line. Yokoyama, who did not play against the U.S., back in the lineup. And she did well there not to let Heitma through. That was a towering header from Shaw. She'll do it again. This one, a smartly placed header right on the feet of Ibrahim, but Garcia muscles her off the ball. Lopez. Excellent turn from Torres. Cuts inside of Shaw. And reading the play well was Chang. And the ball is through. Flag stays down. And Aguirre gets there before Heitma. Caceres on the far side. And nobody making the run into the channel. On a bit of a hospital ball, and Zucchetto had to deal with it. Gives it right to Garcia. Garcia's going to have a go. Lean back as she shot it. Approaching the 21st minute here on U.S. Soccer. Final game for both Mexico and Canada in the U-17 Women's second annual NTC Invitational. Zucchetto's goal kick goes right to Hernandez. You could see Hernandez wanted to play it over all along, and she does the Torres. That's an excellent cross, but the downward header, easy for Zucchetto in the end. And now the pendulum seems to be swinging a little bit in Mexico's favor, as Torres put in the early ball. And that's what you want from your striker, to put the ball down on the ground from a header, but perhaps from that distance, keep it in the air. When you're a little bit closer, maybe at the top of the sixth, that's when you think about the downward header. Mexico flying forward again, and a free kick in a very dangerous position. And this is Delgado territory. Just stepping in a bit too carelessly. No malintent, but just missing the ball. And Delgado can hit this for sure. Hernandez is over the ball as well. Mexico's two dead ball specialists. And it looks like it's going to be Hernandez on her left. And the wall had firm foundations. Shaw's checking in. Zucchetto finds her. And it's a bit narrow, and having to work her way out of trouble is Chang. She's dispossessed. Torres thought about the shot, thought about it too long, and this time she does not win the foul. Babaki unable to turn Delgado. Delgado wanted the return ball, but instead it's won back by Grosso. Ibrahim. Caceres swings it up top for Hernandez. Kills it instantly. Space for Torres. Torres puts it on goal when perhaps she should have put it back across. And another easy catch for Zucchetto. Shaw was trying to find the ball in the channel. Nifty little move from Lopez to escape the pressure of Ibrahim. bit too excited, ball over the top. Might have been easier to find Delgado. Or just needed a little less weight on the pass so it didn't go all the way through to Zucchetto. And now Zucchetto wants her side to build out of the back, but she's going to pick this one up and probably punt it. Has the win going her way. But Mexico win the aerial battle, and it's Faulkner who's back in time. Caceres will let it run out of bounds, and it'll be a Mexico's throw in the 25th minute. As it's now the Mexicans who are dominating a pocket of the game. Oh, flicked over for Torres. And Chang missed it the first time, but not at the second attempt. Making absolutely sure to hoof it clear. Mina Lopez. Torres. Now Hernandez, as every time that ball goes in the air, it gets caught up in the wind. Flicked on again. And Hernandez was unable to get it by Balbaki. And played up to Heitma, the target lady. She was working 1-on-4 though. Mexico win it right back. Oh, and Faulkner's beaten. And Faulkner has to be careful. Did just enough. She was pretty tactile, Faulkner, but when she made the challenge, she got all ball. Caceres. Able to spin off Grosso. Clipped over the top, and the flick on was the right idea. But a bit too far, and it's easy for Zucchetto once more. Mexico perhaps getting a bit too intricate at times. Trying to be a bit too cute with some of their play. But you can't blame anybody for trying to find that invention in and around the top of the box, and that's exactly what Mexico are doing. This straying offside is Selena Torres. 14-year-old Chicago native had the right idea. She doesn't want to get too wide, Torres, because then she obviously can't cut in herself. But if she creates a bit more of an angle, that would give her that time to not only time her run better, see that back line, but also slide it in behind the defenders. Zucchetto has to be careful with this wind. And the header skips backwards off of Lopez. Aguirre is out. Can Heitma beat her to it? And Aguirre hits it off of Heitma, so it'll be a goal kick. As Aguirre comes off her line to great effect once again. But you have to love the chasing of Jordan Heitma. Tigerish work in midfield from Torres. Hernandez skips past the challenge. And onside is Espinosa. Espinosa cuts it back onto her right foot. And a good job by Canada. Just keep Espinosa in front of her. That's a good cross, though. And Faulkner there once again to quell the danger. Kennedy Faulkner continuing where she left off the other night against the USA. Seems to be everywhere. Good two-lady game. Now two more players to bring in on this far side. Instead, it's going to be an early shot. And it had Aguirre worried, but she watches it fly just over her crossbar. Shayna Flynn screaming for this ball on the near side, but Anissa Ibrahim elected to take it. Take a look. Chang beaten for speed by Espinosa, but she took the right angle, does a good job to get back, and then the help coming from Caitlin Shaw, or Reagan rather, and then Kennedy Faulkner doing what she does best, stepping in and getting a crucial touch. Is down the near side. And Lopez blocks off Ibrahim, so it's just going to be a goal kick for Mexico as we're approaching the 29th minute. Well, despite the loss, Beverly Priestman was very happy the other night with the way her team played against the U.S. They had made the defensive adjustments that they were working on. Camila Gomez fighting and winning it on the far side, but unable to get the cross off. Great step over and turn there to create that space for herself, and then tried to play it a bit too quickly. Didn't really realize she had that time. Babaki. Ibrahim right into the paws of Aguirre. She's had a couple chances from distance, Ibrahim. That one, not a bad hit, but the goalkeeper was well positioned. And a long punt. Well stepped in by Reagan. Shaw. Flynn. Reagan can't control it. Shaw fighting with Delgado. And a good sliding tackle from Heitma coming back to help her defense. Faulkner. Nice little pirouette to get away from pressure. And Chang gives it right to Lopez. She gives it right back to Shaw. Shaw unable to ride the challenge. And this is Torres. Just a step too long. Chang did well to step in and stab the ball away. Zuchetto getting her first minutes of the tournament. So we're past the half-hour mark in Carson, California at the National Training Center. Glenn Mooch, Meyernick Field, the #1 field for all U.S. teams when they come to train here. Espinosa looking for a half yard to make the shot, and getting across her line quickly was Zuchetto. Good save from the Canadian #2. Wearing 18, of course, but #2 as the second goalkeeper. As Brule showed the other night against the USA why she is the #1 with some spectacular saves. Heitma coming back once again to help out her defense and trying to spring the attack to life. Babaki. Possession, the name of the game for Canada at the moment. Trying to work their way through the midfield. Bit of a mistouch from Babaki. Shaw overtakes. However, gives it right to Espinosa. Espinosa working on Chang, and Chang did just enough. Second corner kick of the game, though, for Mexico. As Canada were almost the architects of their own downfall there. Shaw playing a very light ball back, and Chang doing just enough on the recovery run. So another corner kick to be taken by Delgado, this one from the far side. First one was played from the near side to the near post. And we'll see what Delgado conjures up here. It's a lot higher. Zuchetto stays on her line. Ball bounces in the box. Something still might be on here for Mexico. And Canada somehow able to scramble it clear. Oh, perfectly measured ball through the legs by Shayna Flynn. However, too much speed by Garcia from Reagan. And Reagan pokes it out of bounds. Flynn unable to escape the attention of Jimena Lopez, but she does win a throw-in. Reagan Nobody closing down Ibrahim. Able to get into the middle for Shaw.
Well done, Caitlin.
Shaw doing so well to get out of trouble and play that ball in for Flynn. Flynn catches it at the far corner and runs out of bounds. I thought she was able to chase it down, and then just her second touch took her over the touchline. The first thing you have to do, especially when you're 13 heading into a U17 team, which is basically at the moment all 16 and unders, they'll be U17 by the time they get to qualifying in the World Cup, is you have to get used to the speed of international play and how quickly it is from playing for a regional team or a provincial team, and that's something that Caitlin Shaw has done very quickly here. You could see it in her one-touch passing the other night, and you could see it right there. She skipped by defender and played that ball across. As now there's a foul on the far side, so the ball will be with Mexico in the 35th minute. And it's Caceres, who's always a willing runner. Vanessa Gonzalez. Rodriguez. Lopez opening up. So it's all very narrow from both teams. Neither side is really look to get players out all the way to the touchline. And Caceres comes back with it. Heavy challenge. And Reagan slow to get up. Espinosa ran into a brick of Canadian players. Ibrahim can slide it through. Heitma leaves it on, and offside was Babaki. Heitma probably left it off because she thought she was offside. I think she was on as that ball was played through. Another offside called against Canada.
Short for feet. Let somebody else run in behind. You need some energy, yeah? Be aware.
Hernandez has to hold it back. Waits for the run of Torres. Puts it on a dime for her. Torres is in, and Torres scores. Mexico have the lead in the 37th minute. And it was the vision of Hernandez and the patience of Torres. Hernandez dinking that ball over the top, and Torres fights to win it. And as Zucchetto went down to the near post, she curled it to the far. Perfect shot placed just inside the post. And Mexico have their second goal of the tournament, their first from the run of play, and they lead Canada 1-0.
Girls, in the block! In the block! 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 So, Caitlin, you're in. Yeah, good. Centre backs, you're going to have to talk to us. You've got to yeah.
Goal scored for Mexico in the 37th minute by number 11, Celiana Torres. The score is Mexico 1, Canada 0.
Ibrahim turning with plenty of intent. Gets it back to Chang. Zucchetto beaten for the first time in the tournament. Mexico moving from side to side. Lopez over for Celiana Torres, but Chang gets there before the goal scorer. Vanessa Gonzalez able to bring it back down to terra firma. Oh, what a ball through. Bit of a heavy touch. Hernandez still going though. It's 1-on-3. And And it was Espinosa who was unable to fight her way through. Vanessa Gonzalez gets it off at the top of the box. And Torres wanted that ball to come curling back in toward the far post. But when you score a first one, you get that confidence, as Espinosa did so well to bring this down. Cut it back and then keep possession of the ball here. Finally had it poked away from her. Perhaps turned one time too many. Turned the first time to get away. That's where you need to look for the layup, but then she tried to turn right back into the pressure. Five minutes of change of regulation in the first half. Mexico leading 1-0 on a goal from Ciliana Torres. Ibrahim was trying to turn, had Caitlin Shaw in the middle, and instead it's Mexico with it on the far side. Canada have now conceded 11 goals in the tournament. 8 of them scored in the first game by Japan. They've been strong here, but a moment of strength and precision from Torres is what it took for the Mexicans to break the deadlock. Good work from Shaw in midfield. Babaki was trying to flick it on. And Gomez did enough to force it out of bounds for a throw-in. Grosso. And Gomez rather missed it. Still chasing though, Gomez. Delgado given time to turn. Long ball floating in the wind. Torres taps it to herself and fires it beyond the reach of Zucchetto. That has to be one of the goals of the tournament. The 14-year-old has slammed home her second. It's a beautiful flick onto herself. And just too much pace on it for Zucchetto to deal with. They're cheering in Mexico and they're cheering in Chicago as well. The Chicago Sockers player has 2 goals for La Tri here, and they lead 2-0 in the 43rd minute.
Goal scored for
Flynn
Mexico in the 42nd
trying to do
minute
something
by
about it.
number 11,
Hope restored?
Ciliana
No.
Torres. The score is Mexico 2, Canada 0.
Reagan just a step too late, and Torres made her pay. And how about that for a hit? Perfect technique. Caught it exactly right on the laces. Bent over so it wouldn't go up, and she got her knee over the ball so it would dip just a little bit. You can teach that and work on it, but it takes a special player to score a goal like that. And another weak pass back, and this time Zucchetto able to rescue the situation. Shaw barged into the back by Vanessa Gonzalez, and Shaw holding the back of her head. Looks to be under some duress as the training team is called out. And you can see Gonzalez flying into the back of Shaw. 13-year-old looks to be in some real discomfort. But it's a chance for both teams to go over and get some water, even though we're near halftime, and speak with their coaches. Priestman using this as an opportunity to talk to her squad. So good at explaining not only the technical side, but the tactical side. Priestman has an idea of the way she wants to play and is looking to implement it at every level. Priestman coming over in 2013, taking over for Brian Rosenfeld to run the women's Excel program from the U14 through U17 level. Started out with 2 centers for excellence, now have 4 and are hoping to have 6 by next year. Eventually have a few in each province. And then they will go and teach the national curriculum to the coaches in the provinces. And so that way everyone will be on the same page. It's a very young team that Priestman has brought over. Plenty of 13-year-olds, but it just means that they'll get more experience not only in the training camps, but in these international tournaments, so that by the time they're up, they're ready for the senior team. It won't matter what age they are. And that's one of the biggest things that Priestman's talked about is we're not just bringing in players to get results now. We're bringing in players that we believe can go all the way through our system. We're not just bringing in big physical players who might win the battle now. We care more about winning the battle with our senior national team as well. Of course, results matter. Priestman said the results so far have been unacceptable, but at the same time, it's from these experiences that these girls are learning from these experiences. And these are the lessons that they're taking. And she said that the most important thing is that her players learn how to live on the ball. She wants players comfortable on the ball. And I think we've seen that for the most part, is that each of these players are very, very technical for Canada. And the good news is that Caitlin Shaw is up. Just a matter of whether or not she can continue. As it's been about 2.5 to 3 minutes. We're at the end of first half regulation, now into stoppage time. So we'll wait and see, first of all, how much stoppage time there will be, and then if Shaw can continue. Shaw looks to be okay. She comes back to the center and is just waiting for the referee's permission to let her back in. Zucchetto's free kick, and Shaw's back on. So great news for Canada, as a minimum of 1 minute will be added. And that makes no sense to me, at least, considering that that injury took at least 3 minutes. So interesting there from head referee Tori Penso. Mexico trying to hold their lines. And Aguirre in trouble here. Lifeline for Canada. What a time to score. Shifting the momentum right before halftime with their first goal of the tournament. And it's Ibrahim. The looping shot dipping just over the hand of Aguirre. That one certainly got caught in the wind. And Ibrahim, with her 6th goal on the occasion of her 10th cap for Canada, has halved the deficit. And it's the goal scorer, clattered into by the other goal scorer, Torres. Right now it's Torres 2, Ibrahim 1. Mexico 2, Canada 1. Overlap from Lopez. Flynn trying to get back. And great job by Flynn to get it in front of her, the body position. And all Lopez could do was bowl her over. So we take another look. And the ball fell kindly for Ibrahim. What a strike. You have to wonder if the wind had anything to do with that, but Ibrahim. Certainly not afraid to shoot from distance. We've seen that a couple times from her in this first half, and this time she comes up trumps. Torres wins the header over Emma Reagan. Oh, lovely touch from Torres. And Ibrahim not neglecting her defensive duties. Balbaki loses the ball, trying to win it back off of Gonzalez.
Goal scored for Canada in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time by number 10, Anissa Ibrahim. The score is Mexico 2, Canada 1.
Caceres fighting for it on the far side, and she turned and looked at the referee even before the whistle had been blown. Very frustrated with the fisticuffs going on over on that far side, Caceres. And this is a chance for Kimberly Rodriguez to float it into the mix. Rodriguez swings it into the danger area. Hernandez is there, it floats over her, and Zucchetto will watch it trickle over her line, and that is how the first half will end. 2 goals for Mexico from Ciliana Torres, the 14-year-old, first turning her defender well, and then firing to the back post, and then a special effort as she clipped the ball over her defender and smashed it on half volley from 22 yards out over Zucchetto. But then, in first half stoppage time, it was Anissa Ibrahim scoring her 6th goal for Canada as she took a long-range shot and was able to dip it over Aguirre. And at halftime, both teams are finally among the goals as it's Mexico 2, Canada 1. We're going to take a break here, but we have an enthralling 45 final minutes coming up. And then make sure to stay with us afterwards as the USA will play in Japan in what is essentially the final of the women's Under-17 second annual NTC Invitational. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Mexico 2, Canada 1. Thank you. Me? Hold on. All set for the second half kickoff. Just waiting for some substitutions to be made. As it's going to be Caitlin Shaw, who had a bit of a head injury right before the end of the first half. And she's going to be replaced by Fallon Rodriguez. So one 13-year-old for the other, who gets her third cap. Fallon Rodriguez out of Ontario's Excel Center enters a match. Mexico leading 2-1 with goals in the 37th and 42nd minute from Ciliana Torres. But responding just before the halftime whistle was Anissa Ibrahim with a long-ranged effort in 45 plus third, or the 48th minute, if you will.
Number 15, Caitlin Shaw.
So this one nicely balanced, as it's Mexico looking for that third goal. Espinosa, Quellier likes the way she holds up the ball, but on this occasion, 3 Canadians crowd her out. Vanessa Gonzalez skipped past the challenge, but Canada win it back. Out wide to Shayna Flynn. Inside for the goal scorer, Ibrahim. Plays it through for Heitma, and just a bit too much pace on that ball. Otherwise, Heitma might have found her first of the tournament. Heitma's been making good runs. It's just been unfortunate. Balbaki won the header. And it's out wide as Torres keeps it in, trying to play it down the line. As Chang gets back to her keeper. Balbaki checks in the pocket of space. And Anissa Ibrahim's the outlet. Now Canada's starting to use that width. Reagan. And this is a good period of possession from Canada. Faulkner. Possession kept through Saqueto. Wind picking up here just a bit in Carson, which means temperature dropped a few degrees, which will be relief for these players. Because it's been pretty hot lately due to the Santa Ana winds that come through the mountains. And gotten up to 90 degrees earlier this week. Corner kick from Mexico in the 48th minute. Third of the game for Delgado, who will take.
Julia, get in! Anissa, adjust! Cammy, hold!
Floats it to the near post.
Get up! Get up!
And Flynn clears.
Get them up!
Mexico sent it right back in. And headed away by Chang. Flynn working against Torres. Off to the captain, Reagan. Reagan got away with one there.
Go on, go on.
Good skill from Ibrahim. Grosso getting forward. Oh, and what a turn that is from Gomez. And this time it's Yokoyama coming over in cover. Grosso. Fallon Rodriguez. Nice turn from Ibrahim. Was trying to clip it in. And Delgado looking to hit on the break. Mexico could be in business here Espinosa's waiting to make the run, has to stay on side as the ball comes out wide for Caceres. Working one-on-one against Grosso. And that's excellent defending from Julia Grosso. Still work to do here, though. Alma Lopez tries to send in the early ball. And what a goal that would have been. It's a good dipping volley. Zucchetta looked to have had it covered. Now Zucchetta to work out of her own end. Ibrahim plays it through for the run of Flynn. Lopez able to get back. Flynn cuts past her, but can't get by Rodriguez. That was Yokoyama who's over. Yokoyama taken down. She was holding her knee. And play goes on as the ball is played down the line. Neither the referee or Canada have any obligation to stop the game while Yokoyama's down, because it's not a head injury, as that will be a free kick in midfield. And now with the whistle, the referee will come over and see if Yokoyama's okay. As it just looked like knee to knee. It wasn't anything malicious. Flynn was just going for the ball and just incidental contact. But it's good to see Yokoyama back up. Canada preparing what looks to be a double substitution. Espinosa can't get by Faulkner. Akindoju and Katz getting set to come in for Canada. And Jordan Heitma's afternoon will be done. Did everything but score. Heitma made great runs, has great understanding of the game and the technique to match. Just didn't really get the chances to even get a shot on goal. But an excellent tournament from the 13-year-old Jordan Heitma. And Akindoju is in. Akindoju, the only player on this team from Nova Scotia, plays her club ball for Halifax Dunbrack as Babaki comes out and Vital Katz comes in. Off of Mexico last in the assistant referee's point of view.
Substitutions in the 52nd minute for Canada. Entering the game, number 19,
Ibrahim.
Tenny Akindoju. Leaving the game, number 9, Jordan Heitma. Also entering the game, number 16.
Good shielding from
Vital
Espinosa.
Katz. Leaving the game,
Akindoju, her first order of
Via
business is to win it back.
Balbaki.
And Camila Gomez forces Lopez to clear it over the touchline. Good target play from Akindoju. Yokoyama stuck to her task well, though. And it's off Julia Grosso last. Will be Mexico's throw in the 54th minute. Vanessa Gonzalez leaves it off for Hernandez in midfield. Gets it out wide to Jimena Lopez. Little touch back to Lopez. And that ball not reaching intended target, Caceres, as it was Julia Grosso who stepped in. And Caceres getting back well. Takes the ball off of Vital Cats. And Delgado looking to swing it to the far side. And Shayna Flynn has done an excellent job of working all 120 yards of the right-hand side. And that's a heavy challenge. And just a stern talking to from Tori Penso for Vital Cats. The Cats will stay out of the referee's book. Free kick for Mexico. Have 4 players lined up across the top of the box. And it's drilled in. And that's easy pickings for Zucchetto. Good distribution as well. Cats playing it in for Kindaju. And Yokoyama got there first. And then Lopez shielded it out. But it's going to be Canada's ball. Grosso. Kennedy Faulkner. And that ball over the head of Yokoyama. But Rodriguez is there. And there you're seeing the ability of Kimberly Rodriguez to read the game 1 to 2 plays ahead. Had it not been for her ability to have an idea of what was coming up, she never would have gone over, and Akindaju would have been in behind Yokoyama. Gomez. 2 Mexican players over. Grosso. Ibrahim. Flynn. Looking to play the 1-2 with Fallon Rodriguez. But Rodriguez's ball was too narrow. Nisi Ibrahim not only has the goal for Canada, but she's done a great job of finding the ball in the middle and then finding another pass. As Akindaju plays it into the far corner looking for Flynn. Flynn plays a quick ball across and it skips behind Camila Gomez. Akindaju and Delgado fighting for it. Ibrahim skips past the challenge and is fouled. Vanessa Gonzalez whistled for the foul. And you wonder if it's going to be Ibrahim to take this free kick. It's a nice inside the foot cut to get by Gonzalez, and Gonzalez clipped her as she went past. It's Ibrahim and Katz standing over. Now Katz will leave. It looks like Ibrahim is going to want to have a go. Ibrahim on the right takes a bounce, a bit awkward, but falls kindly for Aguirre. Easy for Mexico's keeper in the end. Mexico preparing fresh legs on the sideline. Alejandra Zaragoza getting set to check in. A 15-year-old who plays for Quinta Roo. We'll wait to see whose number comes up as Mexico has the ball on the far side. And Flynn wins the throw-in. And here comes the substitution. And it's going to be Daniela Espinosa who comes off. Didn't get on the score sheet, Espinosa, but has had a very good tournament. Cuellar loves the way that she holds up the ball and brings other players into the attack. But on the hour mark, her day is done, as Zaragoza will come in for the final 30-plus minutes. Reagan steps in, pushes it forward to Katz. Long ball looking for the run of Gomez. And Lopez does well to shield her off the ball and get it clear.
Substitution in the 60th minute for Mexico. Entering the game, number 18, Alejandra Zaragoza. Leaving the game, number 9, Daniela Espinosa.
Rodriguez, Chang, Reagan. The captain looking for a Kindoju. And she's straight offside.
Good job, Teddy!
Past the hour mark here at Glenn Mooch Meyernick Field. 2-1, Mexico leads on 2 goals from Ciliana Torres. In the final match for both teams at the 2nd annual Women's U17 NTC Invitational. Mark Serber with you here on U.S. Soccer. Hope you're enjoying our coverage.
Work off each other. Channel, stay full. Tuck in, Julia, tuck in.
Zucchetto almost put that right on the head of Katz.
Good job,
And Reagan is there. Flynn trying to keep it in, but unable to. Flynn has 2 defenders for company. Somehow gets through there, Flynn. And it's a good ball out wide. It's 3-on-2. Canada could be in business here. Akindoju still going. Can she get the shot off? It takes a deflection and will go out for a corner kick.
Nice job, Teddy! You're good, Ramondo. Just be ruthless, yeah? Just get
Akindoju trying to get past the captain, Delgado, and Delgado did just enough to get a foot in and get that one away from the target. But it is a corner kick for Canada, their 3rd of the game. And Kennedy Faulkner is up from the back. Floated in by Shayna Flynn, right onto the head of Faulkner. But her clearance falls right to Lopez. And safety first as she just gets it out wide. Canada still on the prowl here, though, looking for the equalizer in the 63rd minute. Ibrahim turns well. Rodriguez tried to play it back to her, just beyond her reach. Oh, and a heavy challenge. Rodriguez did get some of the ball, and I think that's why she's staying out of the referee's book. You can't swing your leg around from behind like that. And a chance for Mexico to relieve some pressure, because it's been Canada who's had the better of the play over the last 10 minutes. Ball looking for Hernandez. Faulkner heads it away. Wonderful combination play to get that ball not only out of the back, but to put Kindoju in a foot race with Aguirre. She's going to get there first. And Aguirre did really well, not only to win that ball, but to make sure it didn't hit her hand. There's been a couple of times in this game where Aguirre has come well off her line. This is the furthest that she's come out. And Akinda very fast. But Aguirre did just enough. And Canada will get the ball even though it's Caceres who's down. And Caceres looks to be in real pain holding on to that right ankle. So even though she's whistled for the foul, she got the brunt of it. And right as Canada wanted to go over and get a drink, Caceres gets up. Down the line for Hernandez. Cheng is there. He's able to get it, playing it off of Hernandez. Lopez out wide to Caceres. Excellent ball down the line. Zaragoza looking to run against Faulkner. And Faulkner will be whistled for the foul. She stepped in there. So a good opportunity from the free kick. Delgado will come in and take this. Canada will not play this like a corner because they have a chance to keep Mexico at the top of the box. Expect this one to be floated in either toward the penalty area or the back of the 6. But anything inside the 6 should be Zucchetto's. Is this one floated in? Zucchetto came out and collided with one of the Mexican players. And play goes on. And there's the referee blowing the whistle, and she was waiting till there was no advantage either way, but quickly summons the trainers from Mexico. As there was a heavy collision with Zucchetto, who had come out thinking she was about to get the ball. And free kick came in, and Faulkner got there first. And Zucchetto colliding with Hernandez. And it's Hernandez who is down. You wonder if Tori Penso should have stopped it right away, because a collision like that is most likely going to be a head injury. But instead she waited and let the play go on.
Substitution in the 67th minute for Canada. Entering the game, number 12, Lauren Raimondo. Leaving the game,
And Lauren Raimondo will come in for Shayna Flynn. Flynn, an excellent job today. And Lauren Raimondo will come in for her. Raimondo knows something about scoring late equalizers. Had a goal in the 87th minute against Haiti in the U15 CONCACAF Championship Tournament back in August to send that game into extra time and eventually PKs, where Canada prevailed. Raimondo didn't play against the U.S., but came on as a sub. Didn't play against Japan, rather, but came on as a sub against the U.S. and is on here now for the final 23 minutes plus change. As this game is still very much in the balance. All 3 goals so far scored in the first half. Ciliana Torres with 2 goals in the 37th and 42nd minute. And then in stoppage time, 3 minutes deep, a long shot from Anissa Ibrahim to cut the deficit to 2-1. And Hernandez, the good news is she looks to be okay. And she's going to come back in. Well, these ladies are warriors. They've taken some real shots. And neither side willing to give the ball back to the other. Probably fair on that drop ball, considering neither team was in full possession when the referee blew her whistle to check on Hernandez. But it's Mexico streaming forward. And that's a great run, but the cross too close to the keeper. And that ball was always tearing away from Gomez. Caceres trying to poke it to the far post, just didn't get enough contact on it. Regan wins the challenge. Kinderju loses out to Gomez. And the shot from the top of the box, well over Zucchetto's goal. So it'll be a goal kick in the 70th minute for Canada. As Hernandez and Zaragoza working hard up top. Caceres looking on as Zucchetto gets ready to take this goal kick. Grosso tried to flick it on. Still fighting with Caceres. And Ibrahim came in. And Caceres will be whistled for the foul, even though it seemed like Ibrahim was the one who flew into Grosso. Tori Penso saying get on with it. And Faulkner looking for Vital Katz up top. Cleared away by Kimberly Rodriguez. Hernandez. Good turn from Zaragoza. Still going, Zaragoza wants to go at it alone. Chang did well to step in front of her. Caceres has the beating of Grosso, puts it into the middle. Kennedy able to get it clear. And this time the flag stays down. As that ball held up just a bit in the air. And Raimondo unable to get to it. Very unlucky though. It seemed like it got caught in the air on the wind there. Otherwise Raimondo might have been off and running. Advantage played by the referee. And it's Torres down the far side. A nice move to create the space for the cross. And Caceres missed it. And Zucchetto gets there. It was a great step to create that space to get the cross off. And then Zucchetto missed it but got to the loose ball and made sure to get there before anyone else. It's another chance. This is stymied by the offside flag. Found Rodriguez slipped, but Canada win it back at the top of their box. Space for Katz to bring it down. Floats it over the top. And smartly headed back to the keeper. One thing that's been really enjoyable about this tournament is that all four teams have been really committed to playing the ball out of the back. And then they find the spaces like this. And the shot skipping just wide. Raimondo so close to equalizing in the 74th minute. But the style's pretty similar between Mexico and Canada. As the ball slipped through, and this time Raimondo had the beating of her defender. Got the ball past the keeper, but past that far post as well. Canada and Mexico both work the ball out of the back, usually along the ground, and then try and find that space in midfield to play it to their target men, either checking back or running through. And on that case, the space opened up for Raimondo, who just missed picking out the far post. Now it's Mexico's turn. And there's that early ball looking to the top of the box.
How long we got left, team?
Over the top once again for Raimondo. Touches it past her defender.
Guys,
And another corner kick for Canada. Raimondo will come over to take. In the 75th minute, it'll be an outswinger from the far side. Kennedy Faulkner getting up from the back, as Canada have all 10 outfield players in Mexico's half. Faulkner with a rear four-ray forward. Still going Faulkner. Trying to get that half yard of space on her left foot. Almost the hero, the center back Faulkner. And Faulkner, the center back, was forward on the corner kick, then came back, won the ball, created that half yard of space, but couldn't get her shot to dip in time. Still, Faulkner has had an excellent tournament. She was probably one of the best players on the field against the U.S. And her, along with Proulx, goalkeepers on the bench today, were the reason that the U.S. didn't win by more. Caceres gets by Grosso. Caceres trying to pick out a space for a shot, and instead plays it right into the mid-rift of Zucchetto. Good positioning from Zucchetto, but Caceres really should have picked out the far corner there. And Akindo Zhu whistled for a handball as she tried to turn. But Caceres does well to skip by Grosso. Took herself a little bit too far out wide with that last touch before shooting. And I think that's why the ball ended up at the near post rather than the far. Caceres can't flick it over Faulkner, and that'll be a handball. 77th minute. Canada working the ball out of the back. Lovely combination in tight spaces. And nobody stepping up to Fallon Rodriguez. Vital Katz. Gomez to the far post. Akindo Zhu got something on it, but so did Rodriguez. Ibrahim in trouble. Hernandez 2-on-3 with Zaragoza. Caceres joins in as well. Hernandez finds Zaragoza. Zaragoza from the top of the box. It takes a deflection, and it will be a corner kick for Mexico. It was a great reverse ball by Hernandez. And Canada doing just enough to get back in time. Samantha Chang has done an excellent job in her center back position alongside Kennedy Faulkner. Maya Jones. Or check that. Kavina Gavashan getting set to check in as Zucchetto takes the corner. Nicely disguised pass from Ibrahim. Akindo Zhu trying to get it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez continuing to bulldoze her way through and has then whistled for a foul on Lopez. And Rodriguez did have her hands all over Lopez.
Substitution
as Julia Grosso comes off, and Kavina Ganeshan is in.
Ganeshan leading the game, number 3.
Ganeshan, the
Julia
15-year-old out of the Excel Center in Ontario. Wins her 8th cap this afternoon. Ibrahim. Caceres got in front of her and wins the free kick.
Right away.
Approaching the 80th minute mark.
That's it.
Mexico holding on to their 2-1 lead. Ciliana Torres with goals in the 37th and 42nd. And then in stoppage time, Anissa Ibrahim brought Canada back into it. However, Lopez puts the free kick right into the hands of Zucchetto. So another chance for the Canucks to get forward as we head into the final 10 minutes of regulation. And space on the far side, and the shot too close to the keeper. It was Raimondo causing problems once again. Vanessa Gonzalez. Little touch out wide. Good combination play to free the space down the flank. 3 players are in the box. And once again, the cross too close to Zucchetto. Did well to read it and get out there, though. Just 4 players lined up along the top of the box to get on the end of this for Mexico. And it's Zucchetto's yet again. There's no one putting her under any sort of pressure. And now white jerseys pouring forward in the 82nd minute. Gomez missed it. Ibrahim trying to get to it. Cleared away by Yokoyama. Only as far as Faulkner. Faulkner getting forward. Clips it to Raimondo at the top of the box. Still fighting for it, Raimondo. Able to get it out wide. And that's a good ball in. Cleared away with a Kindoju lurking. Caceres looking to lead the break. Hernandez. And good job by Faulkner to quell the counterattack. Good defending on the far side as this game has really opened up. Emma Reagan tracking back well.
Kennedy, what do you need? Get somebody.
Anissa, drop in.
Anissa.
It'll be Canada's ball as we head into the 84th minute of play. This game has really become counterattack one way, counterattack the other. Kindoju is in and just misses the equalizer. Well, the Mexican backline starting to tire just a bit. Kindoju taking advantage, and Aguirre did well to come out and cut down the angle. And it would have taken something special from Kindoju, and she almost pulled it off. Flicked on by Vanessa Gonzalez. Jimena Lopez gets there first.
Anissa, just be aware.
reminder, after this game, 4 p.m. Pacific start time, it's the final between the U.S. and Japan. Both teams 2-0 in the tournament. And now, will this be a yellow card for wasting time? Yes, it will. In the 85th minute. Jimena Lopez, first player to go into the referee's book. And the cross too close to Zucchetto. Lopez overcooked that pass for Caceres. Rodriguez leaves it off for Chang. Rodriguez turns and is looking for space. Final 5 minutes in game 1 of the final day here at the NTC Invitational. Mexico clinging on to a slim 2-1 lead. Vanessa Gonzalez fighting with Vital Katz.
To number 17, Jimena Lopez of Mexico.
And Katz having to be told to calm down.
Kennedy, talk to us. Kennedy, are you going to talk to us?
Now Zucchetto came out for that. And there was no Mexican players behind her, but Chang cleared it. Need that communication with your goalkeeper. And it could haunt them here. Player goes down in the box, and the shot charged down by Kennedy Faulkner. Faulkner keeping Canada in the game, as she has on so many occasions, but it is a Mexican corner kick. Excellent 1-2. That was a well-timed challenge, and then the shot came in. And another crucial intervention coming from Kennedy Faulkner. Floated in, Caceres is there, and great shot, and an even better save from Zucchetto. Kimberly Rodriguez did so well to catch that on the volley, and Zucchetto was able to see it through traffic. Inside the final 3 minutes of regulation. Is the ball coming across. And the header allowed to be flicked on, but good hit from Rodriguez. Zucchetto, though, coming up huge, and Canada still in with a shout, even though Mexico taking the ball into the corner. And no foul, says the referee. And Raimondo gets on the right side of her defender to win the ball. Canada have 4 players getting forward. Space to run as well. But stripped of the ball on the far side. Winning it back. And winning a throw-in is Canada. Tenacious work from Vital Katz. Ganeshan gets it out wide. And it'll be a throw-in for Canada. Can they find a last gasp equalizer here? The offside flag is up. And now Aguirre just needs to make sure that she doesn't get a yellow card for time wasting. The referee telling her to hurry up. And Aguirre obliges. Ganeshan, bit of a heavy touch. And does well to keep possession. Final minute of the 90. Canada trying to get forward. Yokoyama clears it away. Katz wins it back. Katz has Raimondo asking for it at the top of the box. Gets it to Raimondo, takes a touch, and fires it over the net. Can't say they haven't had their chances, Canada. And I thought Katz should have gotten to Raimondo earlier, but Raimondo still did well to set herself up for the shot. Just didn't lean over it enough. Vanya Garcia checking in. And Cáceres' night is done. Cáceres, such a workhorse. Always willing not only to do the running, but to put in the dirty work. As Akindo Zhu plays that over the head of Raimondo. Catches up to it in the corner. And Raimondo trying to play it back. Needed a little more pace, but it will be Canada's ball as we hit the 90-minute mark. And there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time
to the end of the game.
Ganeshan will take the throw-in. This is where you would love to have a player who could fling it all the way into the box. Rodriguez runs into trouble. And it's 2-on-3 going the other way. 3-on-3 as Garcia joins the attack. Garcia's all alone on this near side. Faulkner gets over quickly. Garcia gets by her, but can't get by Ibrahim. Ibrahim trying to get it forward as quickly as possible. Akindo Zhu turns. Clips it forward looking for Raimondo. And Lopez heads it down. Zaragoza can't gain control of it. Inside the final minutes of the minimum 2 stoppage time. Akindo Zhu trying to hold it up. And she's able to get that ball. And Canada able to keep it in Mexico's end. A tired Gomez picks herself up to get to it. Looking for Akindo Zhu just beyond her. And now Mexico could be in business here. Garcia alone on this near side. Chang comes up to square up to her. And Garcia really needed to take that ball in the corner, find that diagonal run of Hernandez, and perhaps another chance for Canada. Katz held off the ball, much to the chagrin of Priestman, who's asking the referee for a foul, but instead it's Mexico to go the other way. Vanya Garcia did a good job to stay on side, and now is going to try and get to the corner. But Kennedy Faulkner pokes it away from her. Mexico, though, will hold this ball, and that will do it. Mexico, 2 goals from Ciliana Torres is enough to defeat Canada 2-1. Ciliana Torres scoring in the 37th and 42nd minute. And then answering back was Anissa Ibrahim for Canada in stoppage time of the first half of the 45+3. But in the end, it is Mexico who prevails. They will leave the tournament at 1-2. Canada played some very good soccer, but will unfortunately leave with 0 wins and 3 losses. A reminder to come back and join us at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific for the final between the U.S. and Japan. But for now, it finishes Mexico 2, Canada 1. I'm Mark Serber saying thank you for watching U.S. Soccer.